Because if I look at my family, my mom, total Arcturian, and I never felt like I fit in with my mom that much. I was like, I know this is my mom, but it doesn't feel very connected like my mom. But then recognizing that I was a Pleiadian, and I was so free spirited and so laughter and talking and having a good time that for these left brain analytical mental people who have had these Arcturian lifetimes, I think I annoyed the heck out of them a lot of the time. I know I did. They told me. So, but I mean, I don't meet a whole ton of blue avians on a regular basis. Maybe that's just what I'm attracting in. Or they've had
Hmm.
lifetimes like Pleiadian that are bringing them more into the feeling. I notice a lot of souls will have this lifetime, these lifetimes in these vessels, and then they'll choose Pleiadian
Hmm.
right before they incarnate onto Earth. And I see that on a regular basis. And it just, the reason why a soul will choose to do that is it makes it really a lot easier with your incarnations on Earth, having a good dose of several lifetimes on a Pleiadian experience and then coming to Earth. And again, Earth is a starseed origin too. And so we're talking today in my group on Facebook, Intuitive Angel Messages, and we're talking about how do you recognize another starseed? Like when we were more unawake and unaware, this wasn't even on our radar, was it? Was it even on your radar, even about starseeds, let alone recognizing other starseeds and
Hmm.
what to look out
Well,
for?
I always felt like I wasn't kind of from here. Like I was like, this is
Mhm.
just feels like an illusion to me, and it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like my home, And then also growing up,
Yeah.
hearing different spiritual beliefs, those kind of like resonated with me a little bit. I was like, I don't think I'm from here because I keep I didn't even want to live when I was younger. I was like, I don't want to be on this earth. So this can't be my home really. So it has to be somewhere else. Whether that's heaven, I didn't know, or somewhere else, but always having that, within me kind of led me where I am today. And no, that's what's kind of cool about it.
I think that you grew up being much more awake at an earlier age than I ever was. And our starseed origins are quite different. So the only thing I recognized was, oh, I've been here before and I'm here to have fun. That was the main theme for me.
Classic Palladian.
And a little too
Palladian.
much fun, if you know. And so, um, here's a good question for you. What makes it easier for one star seed on Earth versus another star seed, which it makes it a little bit harder?
Well, I would obviously say, Palladians, they probably do have the easiest because they usually have an easier
Mhm,
time socially with others, being around others, just being in a human body in general. It just comes more naturally to that person.
mhm.
And just picking up things in human form is a little bit easier for those type of people. But, when some people come in with these crazy different starseed origins, things get a little bit rocky, like very rocky. and you gotta kind of learn how to be human. It's like during this podcast, I was like, before I came on, I was like, I gotta pretend to be human for like an hour. Just kidding. No, but
But you probably do have to, you have to watch what others do and
yeah,
see how others
it's
do it,
kind of it's
or
kind of like that. You kind
okay,
of like
well, I'm
copy
gonna
and
just
paste, copy and
drop
paste.
it.
If you have strong starseed origins from like somewhere else, you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna look at what this person's doing and copy that. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna copy that and start to kind of emulate that a little bit because your own starseed origins would be so out of like in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like you don't really know how to be in your body almost, or you're in a completely different vessel. It's like
Human.
as a bird being, I probably didn't have a lot of the same things going on, like with my facial features, social skills. Some starseed origins might talk more telepathically with others, in their vessels. So
Yeah, so there's different starseed origins that we're going to be talking about in the upcoming course, September 15th until September 22nd. And we're going to be channeling your top 3 starseed origins coming up in this course. There's a flash sale going on right now for 5 days only at 20% off. So if that's something that is interesting you, you can go to KristenDaviesMedium.com and learn more. Or I do have it up here in the group, or we do have it posted on our Facebook pages on Facebook as well. But one of the things we talk about is, when you have such vastly different starseed origins, how are you going to make this experience on Earth, easier for you? Okay. That's one of the main things that we talk about. And when you have like a bird being like blue avian, I've even seen red avian, I've seen a lot of different avians, but they're vastly different than now being in a human vessel. Like time isn't, or dates, or, getting there at a specific time, or even recognizing what day it is not a top
right,
priority for a blue avian. Or using your mouth to talk. It's more telepathic communication. Moving between dimensions, very easy, communicating with other energies that are around. It's very easy to do. Whereas here on Earth, we come into this experience and then we have this amnesia experience, and then we are now fitting in to the societal quote unquote norms here on Earth, attempting to fulfill this incarnation and this experience. And, we delve into, why did you choose this? Why did you choose Earth?
yeah.
And what is the purpose?
Mm.
What is the purpose in being here
And I think
as a
one of the
seed?
things that,
Mhm.
I wanted to create and you wanted to create with this course, and I've taken a lot of your courses in the past as well, is one thing we wanted to do is make it more fun. Make it fun because, it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. And that's one of the reasons,
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, why does it matter if we know our starseed origins or this or that? Well, it's kind of fun at the same time. Also, you get to be around others that are
Yeah.
going through a similar experience, similar spiritual experience. So that's very high vibrational, finding some kind of community within yourself and with others. And also, I really like the way that we kind of did a lot of the pre-records with it as well, showing that uh,
Yeah.
we just showed from a lot of different angles. You get to experience all these different energies with us. We're going through these lives, and we do have a lot of practice sessions in there. So you get to experience like all these different starseed origins, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty intense. You might have to like click off some of them because some of the ones you might not enjoy, but it is pretty cool.
That's one of the top things we say is, if you don't want to sense and feel an energy, I don't want to sense and feel that energy,
Mm.
and it steps back, it just departs. Bye bye. So, and that's the beautiful thing, is that we're not just talking about our top, starseed origins, and the different starseed origins, of course, and the differences between them, but also, communicating and feeling and sensing and connecting with these different energies that are all here. Everybody's like, are they here? Can we communicate with them? How do we talk with
Yeah.
them? Well, we're going to tell you about how to do that. The entire course is going to be friggin' awesome. And so, how do you, once you awakened, okay, so we go from you awakened way earlier than me. I didn't even have it on my radar to even communicate with starseed energies, or starseed family members, okay, that are with us, helping us. So many of us have starseed family members, whether that is friends or family members that you've incarnated with in other forms that are now energetically coming here to assist you in this lifetime, okay? So that was really wild for me, coming into channeling on a regular basis and giving readings and noticing people's, starseed family members that are with them and the messages they had for the individuals that I was channeling for. So we'll be, learning more about that. But how was it for you as you started to awaken and recognize your own starseed origins? And then how could you tell randomly out there when you would meet people what their starseed origins were? What are some of the
Well, first off,
characteristics
like
that
right
you
out the gate,
noticed?
right when I spiritually awakened, around 18 years old or 19, it was almost like that was one of the first things that I wanted to know was my starseed origins, and that was one of the first things that I sensed around me with different ETs. So, and that's one of the things I was really drawn to and really interested in. So, right off the gate, that's what it was like. With you, it was probably more angels. You communicated with the angels a little bit more. So everyone has a different experience, and yeah, one thing I noticed, you just notice different patterns in people. That's one of the main ways, and their energy matches up with those patterns too. Like some sort of like Arcturians might be a little bit emotionless at times. Yeah, they might not be able to express their emotions in the same way that we do. And that was kind of hard for me growing up, being around a lot of Arcturians and things like that. It was like it's not they didn't
Not
show
fitting
emotion the
in or
way
feeling.
I showed emotion. So they didn't show love in the way I showed love. They didn't cry that much, things like this, different things like that. It's different. So, and then also like with Pleiadians, usually they're gonna be smiling more. You can usually tell in their eyes. I've noticed with Palladians, you can really tell in that. Same thing with Arcturians. That's one of the main things you'll notice along this path. If you just notice in people's eyes when you look into their eyes. Oh whoa, they or sometimes some people have like
The energy.
really big eyes with
Mhm.
like more. I don't know how to explain it, but you can just see that like they're from somewhere else. They don't even look human, you know.
I know you notice as well, you can really tell when there's some strong starseed origins, and they're not just one, by the way. You could have your top three is what we're talking about. One might be Earth, but you're definitely going to have either Pleiadian, Syrian, Andromedan, Arcturian. I mean, we could go on and on. And those are just the ones that we talk about readily on Earth. And we're not talking about the full gamut. There might be ones that I've never seen or experienced before, which is something that I experience probably, oh, I would say 2 to 4 times a month. I'm like, okay, well, I've never experienced this starseed origin before. This is what it looks like. This is what they're telling me they do. And this is where they're from. And they're very advanced. Or they're over here and they're doing this or that. Um, so so when you experience this on a regular basis, and I wasn't signing up for this, I was more on the angelic realm. I was channeling the guardian angels, your team of angels that are with your guardian angels. I was channeling spirit guides, and in come the starseed family members that are around us, and that was a real surprise for me. So yeah, for me, I really notice Arcturians. If I were to say the top uh, starseed origins that I see on Earth, I would say Arcturians and Pleiadians. That's what I see on more of a regular basis. Is that because those are the individuals that are drawn to come in my direction? Possibly, but that is steadily the case through each reading. I think you and I have talked about this before, And I think you said the top ones that you see are the
Hmm.
Arcturians as well.
For sure. Arcturians,
Yeah,
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 when you see
yeah.
look at Earth and our society, it's very dominated by the logical and rational mind. And that's what a lot of Arcturians, that's what they're really good at. So they're going to do really well here in this type of society here on Earth at this time. And you'll see that. And like growing up, I was around a lot of these people, and I'm the opposite of that. I'm all like feeling, all gut feeling. I'm not rational in terms of dates. I don't even know what time of the day it is half the time, or what day it is half the time. So they kind of get frustrated with me a little bit. They're like, "Come on, you just pay attention or something, in school or whatever it is." It's kind of funny, but that's one of the things I think that we wanted to, show in this course is building some sort of communication with your spirit guides, with your Starseed family. That really helped me, just having that, even if it's a feeling, you get a feeling of remembrance with where you came from. That's helped me a lot, and it's meant a lot to me. And just knowing that they're there for me and that they're helping me. And one other thing was, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, having more clarity, you know, with all of this. Because when I first awakened, I was like, what even is, it's hard to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
So when you have more clarity within it, I'm going to create like
It's like
different diagrams for the course of like how our soul groups work and how our spirit guides are connected to us, and then how there's more ETs connected to us as well, higher dimensional ones. So it's really cool, and that helped me too. I was like, wow, now I get to open myself up to different, higher dimensional blue avians. Or but I didn't understand it in that way at first. The higher dimensional blue avians just came in. It wasn't just like, oh, now I understand how it works in this, but not
and
later I kind of figured it out. So it's kind of cool.
when they do come in and they're at a higher, frequency like that, you can hang on for maybe about 5 minutes, maybe about that. And even check in with you to see, make sure your energy is okay while they're channeling through you, because it's so immense and so intense and so high vibrational, and such a different from where we are to they are. It's like you're hanging on. Deep Lemaz. But, the beautiful thing I think with the Arcturians and the logical side of things is the Pleiadians bring in more of the heart and laughter, and intelligence. And I think it's fascinating, where your soul goes other than Earth, it picks up that frequency. And I can tell even just while I'm channeling one's guardian angels, I get a gist after so many times of channeling of where they've been, because the guardian angels will go with you wherever you go, and it's like an imprint of frequency, and also how they choose to communicate. So if they're, choosing to communicate with me more clear cognizance or clear knowing, dropping sentences, well, which is telepathy, just fast communication, it tells me that this individual has incarnated in an intelligent form, and uses telepathic communication readily in these other forms. And now you bring this energy, this imprint of energy here into the human body. But what happens when you've been somewhere so vastly different, and now you're in a human body, and it's at times very uncomfortable? One can
Yeah,
like check
this is a
out.
huge thing that we
They're
touch
just,
on in the course a
yeah,
lot, is just being different. And
woohoo,
a
and
lot of
so
these
important.
Arcturian people have massive brains as Arcturians, and then when they come here, they're like, they had to fit in this like small human brain and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But I always say thank God to
Very,
Arcturians, because that we have them incarnating here, because they're so good at like, being engineers and different things like that, being creative in that type of way. Because I so could not do that. So thank God for them. And also, what I think is cool is that
knowledge.
once we awaken, it's almost like living a completely different life. Sometimes we have to change careers, things like that. And knowing our starseed origins can help, and just knowing that we might have to, pivot at times. We're not gonna have to do the same thing we did before we awakened. You don't have to do the same thing your whole life. It's one thing I noticed, and I don't think we're one dimensional in that way either. We're capable of many different things. That's really cool. But yeah, I noticed that, being blue avian, it
Learning,
was like almost feel like
bringing.
I had to escape my vessel. I just wanted to escape. Like I couldn't.
Well, if
Yeah,
you think about it, you're used to flight. You're used to being free, and now you're in
yeah.
this and contained. And I'm sure at times it feels quite suffocating. You're probably quite used to. I remember the first time that I ever channeled for you, I was seeing a starseed origin I'd never seen before. Although we talk about the blue avians quite readily on Earth, I'd never seen this come and communicate with me. When I channeled for you, it was the very first time I had seen that. And it was a bit of a surprise for me. But I also saw red avians, and it was expressed to me that you had tried, blue avian was just one of many avian species that you had tried out, although it was more of the dominant. And so, I mean, my goodness, if you do that hundreds, if not thousands of lifetimes, and then you come to Earth, and you're still kind of getting your feet beneath you here on Earth, how do you make things easier? How do you make it easier for you moving forward? Um, and from your own personal experience, that's what we're bringing forward into this course. How do we make things easier? So when you're meeting someone new and you're getting to know them, is it pretty obvious to you what some of their top starseed origins are, just based on um, how they're communicating, if they're grounded in their body versus
Well,
not
a
very
lot of
grounded
times
in their
it is a
body?
mix. So we
How they
already kind of touched that. It's a mix between probably several
mm,
different types. And then sometimes the starseed origin will be a little bit more of a chameleon. Like they'll take on the energy that's around them a lot of the time. So they will be more like empathic. So if you're an empath and you're around a lot of Arcturian energy, you're gonna take more of that energy on. So it's similar with my energy. So I'm very empathic, and when I'm more of around, Pleiadians, for example, I feel a little bit better, in my opinion, because it allows me to relax a little bit more,
mhm.
be more heart centered, be more grounded, things like that. But yeah, most of the time when I meet people now, I can kind of, you know, pick up on it pretty fast. I've noticed. But yeah.
The
Mhm.
energy around you impacts you. And if the energy around you in another person is more grounded or more heart centered, and if you're very empathic and you're having a hard time grounding your energy, which is what we talk about in this course as well, the importance of grounding your energy, oh my goodness, and the different ways you can do that, that helps significantly. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is I don't feel. Go
Right.
ahead.
Oh, I was just reading Faith's comment here. Knowing our star seed lineage is so important. It's just like us wanting to know our human ancestry, right? Um, it's what you dust upon to get some answers and some clarity. It's not what you're holding on to and focusing on every single day of every single moment. But my goodness, it sure helps to have some realizations and some understandings as to how you are, how to make life easier, also who is around you, and oh, that's why. Okay, because if I look at my family, my mom total Arcturian, and I never felt like I fit in with my mom that much. I was like, I know this is my mom, but it doesn't feel very connected like my mom. But then recognizing that I was a Pleiadian, and I was so free spirited and so laughter and talking and having a good time that, for these left brain, analytical, mental people who have had these Arcturian lifetimes, I think I annoyed the heck out of them a lot of the time. I know I did. They told me. But I mean, I don't meet a whole ton of blue avians on a regular basis. Maybe that's just what I'm attracting in, or they've had
Mhm.
lifetimes like Pleiadian that are bringing them more into the feeling. I notice a lot of souls will have this lifetime, these lifetimes in these vessels, and then they'll choose Pleiadian
Mhm.
right before they incarnate onto Earth. And I see that on a regular basis. And it just, the reason why a soul will choose to do that is it makes it really a lot easier with your incarnations on Earth, having a good dose of several lifetimes on a Pleiadian experience and then coming to Earth. And again, Earth is a starseed origin too. And have I ever met a soul that is only incarnated on Earth? It's never incarnated anywhere else. I personally haven't.
Well, I
Have
think
you
we've
ever met
seen
a soul like
maybe
that?
one or two
Or a
or a
person?
few that have incarnated as fairies on Earth and then maybe
Hmm.
incarnated
Hmm.
into human form. Or maybe they've
Right.
incarnated as a fairy on a Palladian planet and then come here.
I usually see on a Pleiadian planet is where I see, and we call them fairies or elemental energies, but I think it's called something different. But that's the gist of what that energy is. And then, of course, we have that energy here on Earth as well. But I have not seen someone only incarnate on Earth, but I have seen all I've ever seen is now when I ask the angels, are there souls that only incarnate on Earth and never anywhere else? And they say, yep, they are here. I'm like, there must not be many of them. So when somebody asks, am I starseed? I automatically say yes. Like it's just the first thing out of my mouth. And then I check. But 100% of the time so far for me, mhm. Oh, thank you, Madeline. She's saying I would definitely recommend the Starseed course. I did it a few months ago, and it was amazing to find out Starseed origins. I bet that helped so much, so much. So thank you. Yes, we ran it a few months ago, and it was amazing. Even for me, learning all that I learned, and it's stuff that I haven't delved into, so when we went in the course, I was really quite surprised the stuff that I was learning. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Henson. Yes. And Henson's coming again. Okay. Okay. So as far as Andromedan being similar to Pleiadian, are there any similarities? They're both incarnating on Earth. Can say that's one
Uh,
similarity. Souls have a lot of souls have incarnated as both, although that's not something I usually see a soul stick it out as more in this direction. If it's going to choose a mental being like Arcturian, for example, it'll stick it out more in this region of beings versus heart centered, laughter, more
yeah,
um, of a
yeah.
Pleiadian
I noticed one
energy.
of my friends
It will
who's
stick.
more
Mhm.
Andromedan. Uh, of course, I've kind of like looked. The cool thing about those courses, is you can kind of like go in and like check in, with your team. Oh, who are my friends? What are my friends' Starseed origins? Are you just curious sometimes? It's kind of cool, but they don't know that they are those Starseed origins. So
Real.
it's kind of funny for me, looking at them.
Yeah.
But one of my friends is more, Andromedan, and he's very unique, very
Yeah.
different, and I think he's one of those people that kind of chose a few Palladian lifetimes right before he came in, and now he's trying it out as a
Oh my.
human, and it's pretty difficult. But he has other Palladian energy around
Mhm.
him on Earth as well, so he can emulate that as well. So that's helping him become more like that. The reason for that it's not just because Andromeda energy is bad or anything. It's just that it can be a lot more difficult sometimes when you're Andromeda because you're so unique, so different, and really intense sometimes. Just kind of funny.
Oh, well, that's me.
The Andromedan energy is making you sneeze.
I really noticed. Yeah. I really noticed the Andromedan energy in the eyes. But then I wait for what I do is I can hang out and just quiet my mind and I wait for the energy to wash over me from another person. And I just wait and see what comes to me. And the more you do this, then the more you practice this, you can sense the differences between. But that's the beauty of taking a course like this is you can practice with other like-minded souls that are super awesome. Yes. Yes. Oh, Renata says, definitely recommend this course. Loved it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there we have it. So it's coming from the horse's mouth here with people that have already taken the course. Oh, thanks, Deborah. That's awesome. You know, it's going to be super fun. You're going to learn a whole lot of new things about yourself
Mm,
that you never knew. And that's the whole point of awakening on Earth, isn't it? Is it not? Is that not the whole point? And whatever resonates with you, you take away, and whatever doesn't, you leave behind, right? Oh, great, Sangeeta. She says she highly recommends the course as well. It was great. Oh, and Toma as well. She loved the class, okay, course, and for sure recommends it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, thank you, Richard. He says, bless you. Ah, so you know, if it for us, we're just throwing out a 5-day flash sale. Okay, it's 20% off until Saturday, August 27th. The course starts September 15th until the 22nd, so it's a whole week of a good ride. It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of like-minded souls. It's very high vibrational. You get to ask all the questions that you could possibly imagine, and they're always answered. I'm like a hawk with these courses. So I'm watching for the comments. I'm answering in the comments. I'm answering when I come live. We're practicing with each other. You're going to sense and feel and experience things that, quite frankly, you probably haven't yet on Earth in your day-to-day experience. And that in itself helps to open you up further and helps you along on your awakening journey, right?
for
Right?
sure.
Am I right? It's
Yeah.
all about open,
Yeah.
cracking you open further.
Yeah,
And
I
what's the
think
point
that
of
it's so
awakening on
cool
Earth?
that, you know,
Is
we
it
even go through this thing when we incarnate on Earth. We go through this spiritual amnesia, we forget everything. But what do we become really good at this?
yeah.
You know, awakening a lot of our lifetimes, we start to become really good at it. So it's like practice. Every time we have a new experience and we try to awaken in this vessel, or whether it's awaken or not, or just have fun. That's the cool thing. Everything is a brand new experience. And that's part of the reason why we don't remember everything, and why would we want to remember everything? That's not the point of this course. That's not the point of this lifetime, you know. But it is funny to like look at it.
a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of growth and learning, a lot of growth and learning with awakening, right? And then as you awaken, you start to ascend, and that's what's happening with the Earth right now. She's ascending, so those on her back are going to be ascending with her, whether you like it or not, which entails ascension symptoms and learning more. And as we awaken, we crack open further, and that allows more light frequency to permeate, and therefore lifting and raising our frequency further. So it's the difference between more of a three-dimensional reality and focusing in on what's right there in front of you, and the blinders starting to come down and come away, and you start to notice and feel and sense energies around you, probably attempting to communicate with you, as I hear a lot of individuals talking about, such as
yeah,
on your
yeah.
YouTube channel right now.
Well, I
What's
channeled
happening
this
on your
guy's
YouTube channel right now is
Arcturian
pretty
higher self. It's
spectacular.
a pretty cool YouTube video. If you're interested in that, I would definitely go check it out on my YouTube channel, Paul Milgis. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. One of the questions he asked me, I think,
Mm-hmm.
earlier on, was, you know, I'm scared of leaving everything behind and, you know, ascending. You know, and I
Right.
think what I think about that is like we get to welcome ourselves to a whole new energies. You know, almost like seeing it in that light, you know, as a positive thing instead of, oh, I have to leave everything behind. And I don't really see it in that way, leaving everything behind, because you can still be in contact with those people that you no longer really, you know, resonate with as much anymore. Like whether it's your family members or such, you can still contact with them. You're not gonna, it's not gonna be like, oh, next week, guys, I'm gonna be in the fifth dimension, so you're not gonna see my YouTube channel anymore, and I'm not gonna be here anymore. Bye, everyone.
Why are you packing your luggage? Oh, I'm going on a
Yeah,
trip.
that's one of the first times I've channeled someone's higher self, and I think that was pretty awesome. You know.
That was awesome channeling. If you want to watch Paul channel this individual's higher self and the Arcturian energy that's with him, I mean, holy smokes,
Yeah,
full
and if
blown
you would like to book a
Arcturian
reading with
energy.
me
Um,
and would like me to channel for you, you can either, you know, book the course, which is we're going to be going live in that course with all of you. That's one of the best ways. to get in contact with us and ask a lot of questions about whatever you want. And also, we both offer readings, and you can also email me. That's probably one of the best ways to contact me is to email me, and I'll send you all the information there. But I charge $100 for an hour, and yeah.
And I'll put the links in below so that everybody can, and above this video, I've already done it. And so that you can check that out and see if that resonates with you. I'm all about what resonates. If something really is if it's on your mind, it's playing on your mind all the time, there's a reason why. Why does something enter your brain on a repeated basis? Something in you is drawn to that. Or there's an energy around you, maybe a Starseed family member that wishes to get in contact with you to communicate with you. And that's why you keep thinking about it. So if something repeats, just like if you have a lyric of a song that repeats over and over in your mind, I look at that as a message from spirit. If I have a message like everything's gonna be all right, from Bob Marley, and that's repeating in my mind over and over and over, and I can't get that tune out, then that is spirit telling me everything's gonna be all right. So, and that might be coupled with me seeing a license plate, and then I'm looking over here in the clock and it's all telling me 444, which is then telling me, oh, the angels are with me. Along coupled with the lyric, it's a message that's coming in from multiple angles from spirit to communicate with you.
I think one of the reasons why we did this course is to look at things from a more high vibrational perspective. We're not going to look at things in a negative way, okay? So if you come at it from that perspective, it makes things a lot better. I notice, because I notice a lot of people have kind of weird perspectives on ETs, on like different things like that, and we're not here to do that. We're not here to look at the negative of things all the time, because that's no fun, is it?
No, and I don't roll like that. And any energy that comes around me or any of the courses that I teach or classes, they don't roll like that either. So that's just how that goes. You don't want to focus on that and drop other people's frequency around you or online. You got to think about what you're putting out there and how it's affecting others.
It's like all these people that comment on my post, right? Oh, you don't know what you're channeling. You could be channeling anything or something. I'm like, okay, first of all, we have discernment. We have a gut feeling. We have spiritual abilities, so we can decide for ourselves. Other people don't need to come in and tell you. It's just annoying. But
it's just striking, fear where it's not necessary, it's not needed, and it's draining, and it doesn't feel good. So why constantly go there? There's no point. Isn't that great, Richard? We'd love to have you in the course. I can't wait. It's just an extension of where you've already been. I love it. Oh, Faith is saying Kristen is always very attentive in the group and the questions. It feels like a personal one-on-one session with everyone. She offers very high vibrational and heart-centered courses. Thank you so much. And that's coming really, from people that have been there and have taken it, multiple of my courses. So, and I love how we're joining together to do this. Because if you look at me and Paul, we have vastly different starseed origins, but here we are coming together to bring it to the forefront. So I guess thank you for joining me, Paul. This has been awesome. Maybe we'll take a couple questions if anybody has any questions. And do you know of any information in regards to blood types and the RH factor, negative or regarding starseeds? Ava's asking.
I noticed that so different people have different DNA. So there's a reason why we choose our parents in general before we come in, is they maybe have a certain DNA, certain blood type that we incarnate into that is conducive with our starseed origins. So that's one thing I've noticed, and I have noticed that some of the people in my family have had really weird blood types and things, like my grandmother who just passed away a few days ago. She had a some weird blood type or from rare blood type or something like that. Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I noticed they don't. I don't feel like they
Wow.
have a whole lot to do. They probably do, but I don't see like no. I don't see why we need to focus a whole lot there, in my opinion.
The only thing I can think of is my own experience, which is I have the blood type of my mother, and with the this type of blood type, it's the oldest, it's the most dominant blood type on the planet, and it has served its purpose, I think, with the health issues that I've had over this lifetime, which I feel my soul has signed up for. So I'm, in knowing that, I'm sure I chose to incarnate with my mom again, which I've incarnated with her before. And I know that part of my life's purpose on earth is abandonment, learning through that and growing through that, which me and my mom have had lifetimes previously before with her abandoning. And definitely, if I were to look at her blood type, that played into the condition that I had in the diet
Hmm.
that I've been on. Um, so I would definitely say in that
Yeah, if you have
regard.
a certain type of blood type
Okay.
that we don't like, we're not going to let you take the course. But just kidding.
Yeah, that's right. You're out. I mean, we can dive down these rabbit holes, but is it going to serve? Is it really resonating with you to know that knowledge? So I sit with something, and I just, if I get a tight pull back in my chest, it's not. There's no broader perspective that I need anything to gain from this that's going to be furthering my awakening or knowledge that is needed. All right. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. She loved the course and her private readings. Never before would I have thought one of my life's would be, yeah, no kidding, me either. But it did make sense, didn't it? Because you love that type of bird and you have one and it's in your home and you're always resonating with your little love feather baby.
Yeah, that's really
So
cool.
that's fascinating, isn't it? There are a lot of things that I didn't know
Yeah, that's
myself
one of my
before the last part.
extended family members. He That's one thing you might notice is that some of the people in your family, maybe your extended family, might have similar type of origins. And he actually incarnated like whoever was just in the comments as a bird, like on Earth, as well as
Mhm.
different bird beings,
Yeah.
different galactic bird beings as well. And he, you could tell too. It was totally a shock. I think being on Earth, completely different.
Yeah, really different. Now, here's the last question that I'm going to take. Do galactic beings or are they aware of our spirit guides and our angels, our guardian angels? Are they aware
Yeah,
of
they all work
them?
together. They all work together on a team. So you can liken it to people call it different things: angelic team, spirit family, different things like that. They all work together. So that's one thing.
Including archangels, ascended masters? They're all aware of everything that's going on. But it's all in tandem with each other with a
Hmm.
lot of light and a lot of love and a great
Yeah,
amount of
and
intelligence.
like
It's incredible.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
really given this a whole lot of thought actually. Like how do our angels like see the ETs and things? I think they just all like the thing is our angels are tailored to us, so they're obviously very familiar with who our origins are, who
Very much so.
who we truly are. I mean, our past lives, they know everything, so they probably
So if you look on my spiritual team, I've got a Pleiadian Starseed family member, and I recognize this frequency, and I'm like, this is the same frequency as my spirit guide. So my spirit guide, Adrian's here helping me, but he's also a fractal of his energy
mhm.
as this Pleiadian coming here to also assist me. Um, so I'm just going to ask my guardian angel, what does she think of Starseed, or I should say, of galactic beings here helping us? She says focusing on the light, focusing on the lighter aspects is the most important. It is. She says it should. She'd like it to be all encompassing and the most important in your life. Because what you place your attention and your focus upon, you create more of. More similar thoughts, experiences, people, anything that is carrying a vibrational frequency will attract to you and create and also create more of. So she loves that we are showing the lighter aspects of these energies and bringing awareness and attention to these energies that are all around us, and it's surrounding not only us but also Earth as well. And she thanks us greatly as well. Do
Huh.
you want to channel
I'm
anything?
not getting a whole lot of energy coming in, but I
See,
did
see,
have something to say. I do
yeah,
feel like our
yeah.
spirit team does work in a divine order. Has a divine structure to it. Every person's team is obviously different, but there's a way that they work together, and they all work together as one. You know, Source created this to work like as a seamless type of thing. In the same way that he
Mhm.
created different beings to help create a 3D reality in a certain type of way, a divine structure to it. Well, we definitely messed that up as humans, but no, just kidding. But we kind of got far away from that, divine structure. We kind of messed with it too much, and that's why there was a divine intervention. Yeah,
We're taking
basically.
the long way back home.
There's a
Let's take the
reason.
reroute, reroute
There's a
the
reason there's always
GPS.
ETs here helping us because they probably did a different way than we did. So, but not to say our way is bad. I'm just saying it
And
was
they're here to
different.
help us. It was different. We took a different path, and they've taken a different path, and now they're here assisting us and helping us. And what is my team helping me with? They're helping me with my diet, eating more high vibrational foods. They're helping me with ascension and ascension symptoms. They're here helping me keep my thoughts and my vibrational frequency high vibrational. There's nothing here that's like lurking. I don't have to sit here and be all like twitching out. I mean, who wants to live a life like that? Not me. No thanks. PASS. It's not going to happen. So, anyways, you guys, have an awesome week. We are coming back live on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time in the group Intuitive Angel Messages. Thank you, Paul, for joining me. It's been a wild ride. If you guys haven't checked out that
Yeah,
video
go
on
check it
Paul's
out.
channel, it's over. It's a wild ride unto itself. It's also on the group wall if you scroll
It
down. All right,
was
you guys,
fun.
we'll see you on
Bye,
Friday.
everyone.
Bye.